All right. Good morning, everyone. Morning. If I'm sluggish today, it's because I've not slept. All right. So those of you who don't know, my dog got out of surgery last night. I've been and will continue to sleep on the floor with her while she recovers. There's been a lot of crying and a lot of pain. So just bear with me today. If I can't get my words out or anything like that, that's why. Before we go any further, make sure that you are fit and able and capable of trading today. I'm not convinced I'm able to do it, but I'm going to turn up for you. So let's focus on this daily chart then. All right, as we always do. What do we have here? Well, we're still technically inside. This is Thursday's high last week. We took the wick of it yesterday before trading back downside and closing back upside. Okay, and then you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday expanded the range. We're coming back to test this Monday, Tuesday high, which we're currently holding. So from a technical daily point of view, I would say we're bullish, right? We're holding the 5-day. It has a chance to do this. Now, of course, it also has the chance of failed follow through again. But I would say from a technical point of view, we are currently on a daily bullish, because if this was your flag, there's your expansion, there's technically the pullback. The question now is, can it get continuation? Time will tell whether we can do that. But from a technical point of view, on the daily, we are bullish. Now, as we move down the time frames, we move into the hourly, you can see the start of this move. So this was the downtrend last week. Sunday, we get to Monday. Tuesday inside, yesterday big expansion, we take the high and we flop all the way down. So what does that tell you? Well, there's no buyers participating at the highs currently, and strong supply from Thursday last week, which we went over, held. But since then, we've retested this huge downtrend. All right, breakout, retest, found a bid, there's your higher low. And we've continued that. We're now inside this range. This big drive up yesterday and the pullback, we're inside this range, making higher lows from it. The question currently is, can it continue and do one of these? Does it need to do this first? And I would not be thinking about a short really until it really would have to prove. Maybe if it gets stuck under 74s, there might be a short back down, but really, I'd need to see it start breaking down under these, because this has clearly been a very, very, very strong level. You can see resistance becomes support, until we get a clean break under there. Everything really I'm going to deem just a pullback. Yesterday had the opportunity at this point here to start really diving, and it didn't, which is telling me bulls remain in control. And this thing's trying to drive higher. It's just whether it's got the juices to do it. That's what really matters today. If we think about this from a volume profile, you can see yesterday, big push up into old supply. We talked about that. There's old supply, trap supply at the top. Rejects it, well, takes liquidity, rejects it, slams back down and finds bids on old value area highs, reclaiming point of control. We've drifted away from that. We close the day up here at value area high on the day. We drift back down to point of control overnight. We find a bid. We're opening back at value area high. So really, we're just trading between 23.40s and 22.85 right now. All right. If we can firm up above here, or even better above here, there is a chance to go. If it fails to make a new high here, I would not be surprised for it to rotate back down here again and then have another go up. You can see it's a meat grinder, right? But we are starting to go this way. So if this is going to be the equivalent of an inverse head and shoulder, right, then we need it to hold to drive higher. That's what I'd be looking at. Long is the bias so far this morning. Let's have a look, see what the other assets are doing, like the mag. Starting at the top, Apple, gapping down again. God, this thing's been weak. Is this going to be a high time frame pullback? After offering a big drive out last week on the news. Potentially. So I want to see if Apple can find some strength. That's probably about 50% pullback. So it needs to get going, show some strength there. Microsoft gapping down inside yesterday's range. So yesterday, big spike up, just like the market, gave it all back, grind up end of day. So we're just opening inside range. Amazon, again, gapping down. All of these are gapping down. So again, yesterday, big spike up, got stuck at the top. Really, it needed to build up here for this. Didn't do it. You can think about this. That's your failure. And now going sideways. So as long as it protects 2020, maybe it can find a bid. Goog, same story. Big rip up, gives the whole thing back, grinds back end of day. Gapping down, opening inside range. Not a good look so far, what we're looking at. Another gap down here, Meta. So big rip up, going sideways. Meta at a key level there, 730. Nvidia, new all-time highs, I would expect. I'm pretty sure that's new all-time highs. Yes, new all-time highs, Nvidia. So that's the kind of look we would want to see in the market. Big rip up yesterday, pullback, grind, hold and go. If Nvidia steals liquidity and flops over, do not be surprised if this market struggles to break out. Tesla, nice recovery. We talked about that yesterday, coming into that key level. So there's the flush down in the fight. There's your bottoming. There's your push away from it. There's the pullback into it. That's your first high low. If this can break out here, then we start going back to 315. So a bit of a mixed bag in the market. Tesla the stronger one today, which is unusual. Let's have a look at the VIX. Make sure I'm on the right chart for you all as well. Yes. VIX still bottoming out here. So you can see here, big strong trend down in the VIX. Starting to bottom out. Key level here. All right, all the time we're under this, doing this, we're bullish or neutral. Down here, very bullish. Reclaim of this on a squeeze. Market probably gets heavy. So I'd be watching that sort of 16.12 to 16.35, even this pivot high up here, 16.57s on the VIX. Just have a quick look at YM. I never really do that, but let's just have a look at what these are starting to do. Same story, trading inside, not recovering anywhere near up there. Don't think ES has recovered anywhere near all-time highs either. No. ES needs to get up to here. So ES is actually looks nicer, even though it's not at all-time highs. When you think about this, there's a clear high low. There's your pushback. This is the build of liquidity. There's your neckline. So this is like a double bottom, head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If we break out of this, we can get going. And that should have you covered. So thinking bullish today, unless it proves otherwise. Again, we'll want it to settle this morning. Let's have a quick look at liquidity on the book here. Who's on the book? 2380, 23100, 23112, 23125. So all to the upside. There is a buyer at 23,000. So yeah, at the moment, everything's saying upside in terms of liquidity, as in where the sellers are. So we've got magnets up higher currently to go and drive into. While I was talking there, that actually offered probably quite a nice trade. Here's your move down. There's the lower time frame algo. There's a rip off it. There's your high low. There's shorts that are stuck because remember they need to break down. They don't get it. And there's your flag and there's your go. So again, inverse head and shoulder. We're getting fractal moves of what the giant move wants to do. It wants to come and take out these highs. Whether buyers exist above there again is another question. It will need ES to do a bit of the work today to do it. Okay, let's see who's in here. Morning, Toby, Jesse, Glenn, Exister, Jeff, Christy, Aaron, Jihad, Raphael, April, thank you for joining. Nice to see you in here. Thumper, Miguel, Brandon, BU, Donna, Camille, Firewater, Ken, Greg, Peter. Yes, Nightbot's very annoying. I need to sort of calm it down a bit some mornings. DK, Trentry, Bart, Marek, Coop, JD Florida Man, Richard, Mike, Tim V, JJ, Mo, BB12, Calypso, and Eva. Good morning, everyone. Has anyone been in this long this morning? I think it's offered, again, I would say fairly smooth action since 5:30 this morning. I actually really like the look of this, but again, feel like missed opportunity. This move here, all right, once we bounce off, there's your first pullback into clear RBS. Curl, go, same thing here, clear RBS, curl, pullback, go, and now we're going to be forced to buy high again. It's fantastic New York session. You're so kind to me at the moment. What I would do to just have one of these other opportunities. Looks like some of you took it. Is Trump talking today? No idea. Probably. The guy won't shut up at the moment. It's highly likely that he's talking. Let's have a look at what news we have scheduled. Do I have financial juice? Here we go. Let's have a look. Fed talk or a text release. Natural gas. Waller talking. These are all later. I think we look okay. We're through. Jobless claims was the only one. Yeah, not seeing much here, folks. Not seeing much. In terms of news, we look okay. Definitely feels like it wants upside early this morning. Marek, you're in from 23,000. Beautiful from down here. Reclaim. Really nice. Yeah, very, very nice. Just this flag here. I like that. Flow zones reclaim, lower time frame. Here's your flag. There's VWAP, push pull, and you're off to the races like we talked about. Very, very nice. Good trading, my friend. You look good. Nice 70 points up already. That's what you want. That is what you want. See if we can get my stream up here. Don't forget, smash that like and subscribe nice and early for me. Stops me nagging. I think about doing a giveaway if we go well. I'm coming back to test yesterday's supply at the highs already. Probably need to move this a little bit. Let me just double check. I've got this. No, let's get this looking a bit tighter. There we go. All right. So at the moment, we're just drifting higher. Being forced to think about buying high right now, which is not ideal. It's a bit like yesterday. Even this here would have been better while I was just doing that little pre-market show. Did it offer anything while I was doing that? No. It's a little late to the party today. Definitely in a buy signal for now, and then we're just going to have to see if supply holds up or if we're just going to start ripping faces today, go for new all-time highs on NQ and see if ES can play catch-up. That's probably the game at the moment. Let's move this a little bit. Quite right, Raphael. 50 people haven't hit the like button. It's free. Please smash that like button. Yesterday, one of you won an Apex account. Apologies, I forget. Calypso, was it? I think it was Calypso won an Apex account. Calypso, what account did you go and get with that? Did you go big and get a 300k or did you get a 50k account with that? All right, nice and patient at the open. We're just sitting right above the Globex highs right now, right above old value area high at 23.50. So if we pull back into that, I want to see if we hold it. If we fail that, thinking about if we're going to trade back into the VWAPs this morning. Here we go. So here's the open. Like I said, mag split. Tesla 1.44% up, Nvidia 0.78% up, Meta flirting red to green right now, just pretty much flat. Google 0.82% down, Amazon 0.20% down, Apple 0.26% down, Microsoft just gone red to green but pretty much flat. And here goes the attempt of taking out the highs. Very much like yesterday, this thing's in a hurry to go and take out the highs, and we are in supply, which means for me, there's no new trade entry right now, unfortunately. It sucks. This is just like yesterday, straight upside in the morning, but we're into known supply. We created this supply yesterday. Trade opportunity was at 5:30 a.m. this morning, like I talked about. So far, a bit of a rejection in this block. Let's get the, make sure we get set up here, get this anchor VWAP on. And do the same on Ninja before I forget. Coming back down to that Globex then, PDC, Globex, and old value area high. Remember, old value area high from yesterday's session, around sort of 46s. So does it drive back down towards 46s and find a bid? Or are we just going to reject supply, start making lower lows and lower highs and go all the way back down to yesterday's lows? Time will tell. We're trading into a key level right here, that's for sure. So mag all red now, other than Nvidia and Tesla, which is 3% up. So I'm interested if we drop down into those old value area highs or even lower and find a bid today, or if we're going to start letting go of VWAP and go and attack those overnight lows towards 75s. But we are really in sort of meat grinder territory here. So that's the old value area high being tapped there, 45s like we talked about. Right here, you can see into the top of Globex, this is your overnight session. Tapping into it at the moment. If we find bids here, we can drive upside. If we start letting go of this, right? If we start snapping down and getting one of these, it's also possible. So I'm just trying to be patient here. Like I said, this is why you don't buy in supply. Plenty of time left in the day as well. Remember, folks, we're only 3 minutes into the day. Coming into the lower time frame algo and view up here. This is yesterday's old value area high that we're now into. Starting to let go here. Mag all red, other than Tesla now 3.22% up. Here's your VWAP. So do they bounce off this? Are buyers interested in scooping this cheap? Or are we going for a deeper sell? ES looks pretty heavy as well into its VWAP, or at least spiders into its VWAP. ES not there yet. Jeez Louise, what a meat grinder. So taps into supply and gets absolutely slapped. VIX closing its gap to PDC. QQQ has now closed its gap as well. SPY well underneath. ES looks like it wants to trade down to VWAP. So does the next pop up get sold into, or do they just rip this straight back up to high of day now at this point? No idea. This kind of feels like yesterday where they don't really know either. And drive up into supply, profit taking straight away as soon as we hit the supply from yesterday, profit taking, and we drift straight back down. No bounce yet in the first almost 5 minutes, just lower, 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 giving us no opportunity really to think about getting in yet. This just feels like yesterday. So 23,000 here. Momentum's clearly shifted to the downside. We cannot short down here. You are asking for trouble, so we're waiting to see if there is a pop up which sets a lower high for a failure, or if they reclaim the whole entire move. Just stuck here at VWAP right now. No drive higher. There's sellers on the book, 23,100. They're way, way higher. Buyers on the book down here at 23,000. Need either a lower high to be set or a reclaim of this whole move. Okay, so bouncing off VWAP. There's your VWAP again. Are they going to bear flag this? You'd rather this prints higher first than just this. This is not very much, but it looks like it's getting stuck down here for now. If they don't break lower, remember shorts will get stuck. I mean, I just feel like they're just making the trading not very enjoyable right now. Here's the attempt of a break lower. Are we going to go down underneath that 23,020? ES holding up very well there by comparison. SPY trading into its VWAP right now. Can it reclaim it or not? What a chop fest. So big move out the gate and then nothing. SPY right at its VWAP at the moment, folks. ES never got down there. Do they bid this all the way back up, or is a push-up sold into? That's the question right now, and it's not clear what they want to do with it. No time frame alignment at the moment. Tesla strong. Nvidia might go green to red here if it's not careful. Back into a holding pattern, are we? Look at this, into the wedge. It's like the last few days just does the same thing. It does one move, and then we go straight into some like silly lower time frame wedge. Are we going to get a breakdown here? Nope. We're going to keep wedging. It might as well come and break down at this point, honestly. But lack of trust in it being able to do it, I'll be honest. At this point, I kind of want it to just come down into here, but whether it's going to do it or not, we're just doing this nonsense here again. Haven't really drifted high, pushed high to find a clear failure to drive down, and we just get stuck in these tiny little ranges. I will say this openly. This has been the least enjoyable market I've ever traded in my career. It's the last, I'd say, few months have been really quite poor in terms of price action. Okay, back to VWAP again. Are they going to have a move to try and rebalance, maybe get to this anchor up at 350? Why didn't the anchor VWAP go on this chart? There it is. So there's your anchor. Nvidia finding a bid. That's good. Was looking dangerously like it might go and close its gap there for a minute. We're just stuck here at VWAP. Normally I would say downside here, but on lower time frame, but I'm not I am not convinced looking at these charts. Hourly can still make a higher low here. 30-minute has swept a little bit of internal and is finding a bid versus where it was at 5 a.m. this morning. We're right at a current point of control, and we're still sort of holding yesterday's value area high. So if it starts reclaiming 50s, it's got the potential to drive higher. Oh, the alignment is just not good. Yes, attempting to come and take some wicks at these lows, 6,302, and then it's going to look for VWAP, I think, here on the ES SPY. Very, very clearly heavy here on the spiders. NQ relative strength, probably due to NVIDIA not letting go. So are we going to break down here? Just no follow through like yesterday. ES finding a bid on VWAP and on lower time frame algo. Ooh, do you know what? Just let it do whatever it wants for a minute. I'm not brave enough to buy this, and I'm certainly not going to play a short here if it's not going to let go. I think the short is the right move down towards 22,980s. VWAP here on ES, by the way, folks. This 6,300 is going to be key over under on ES. Let me have a look at the liquidity. Doesn't look great. Let me have a look at ES. ES liquidity is pretty much all higher, other than big buyer at 6,296. Everything else saying higher on ES currently. And NQ saying lower to me. Oh, my days. 2,880. Yeah, maybe. It's asking quite a lot at the moment, I would say, Raphael. I'd say really you need to respect 980, 22,980 first before you can think about another 100 points lower. So give you a readout. Tesla now 3.8% up. NVIDIA 0.41% up. Meta 0.59% down. Google 0.5% down. Amazon just under 0.5% down. Microsoft 0.25% down. Apple 0.8% down. 0.08% down. Sorry, I was trying to go red to green. 980. Okay, yeah, 980 makes sense, Raphael. Yeah. So ES still protecting 6,300 there for now. I feel a sneeze coming. Remember, daily chart, we were thinking bullish this morning off a pullback. Lower time frame has gone bearish for now. We have to wait and see if there's a reclaim for anything bullish. All the liquidity is stat below right now, all the way down into 23,000. The problem is, having been here the last few days and watched this book, the amount of times we've done that and then started moving away from it on low volume has been a lot. If you've been here with me, you'll know what I'm talking about. The amount of times I've had a look at market orders coming in with very small orders and being able to move the book, it has been quite scary. I'm going to go and get a tissue here, folks, because I cannot breathe. So divergence, QQQ under VWAP, looking to bear flag to go lower. SPY keeps finding a bid back to its VWAP. ES comfortably over its VWAP. NQ not over its VWAP. Opening range now set. So you have these white lines. These are your opening range, your orb trades in terms of expansion. ES trying to get back towards the highs here. So complete divergence. ES trying to get back towards highs. It's not there, but it's trying. NQ looks like it's trying to break down to get to 23,000. Failed breakout of the orb there so far. Do they get that move down? Yesterday's VWAP is here as well, folks, at these 20s. Do they get these moved down into 23,000 that we were talking about? Book's starting to thin out a bit here while they make their mind up. No close outside the orb yet. No follow through still. Are we going to start breaking down here outside this orb? Here we go. Can we get any follow through? Nope, no follow through. That's yesterday's anchored VWAP. We're back getting a bounce off 15s. We want to see it get to 23,000 and below now. You really want to see ES start to play ball. And just remember, we're coming in towards the Globex low. So we start pivoting off that really at 23,000. If we snap that, then you're going 980. Again, there's no close outside the orb yet. Just chopping around. Lots of liquidity here in front of 23,000. ES nowhere near its opening range low either, by the way. Oh, I'm waiting for the day where I get to the market and the New York morning session is nice in a pro trend. I'm waiting. Testing my patience as a trader this week for certain is testing it. I was so optimistic that we'd get all the tariffs out the way yesterday and then we'd have a trend day from today onwards. It's so unfortunate that he's moved it to the 1st. We just got another 3 weeks of this crap now. Okay, ES trading back towards high of day, trying to close its gap. NQ trading low of day. Major divergence between them all right now. Major divergence. NQ, new low of day probably coming up here, while ES is trying to push higher. It wants to get to 23,000 here by the looks of it. It's in a hurry to get there. 23,000, and then below that, remember the 80s. Are we going to get a close outside of this orb? Even a 1 minute close, another 14 seconds left. So buyers here at 23,000, tapping into them right now. Yes, still above its VWAP, holding on very, very well. And we are into sort of that demand block and point of control. If you look higher time frame, this is where we're trading into, this point of control. This is Globex low. So we're starting to drift into these areas at this point. You have no confluence here across the market. If ES lets go of VWAP here, you'll have confluence. If it snaps back upside, I think it'd be nasty. '90s, well done if you took this breakdown. Can we get to 80s now? Yes, underneath VWAP. Is it going to reclaim it or start letting go? quite at Globex yet, but pretty much there. London low, I would basically say is 80s, yeah. Wants to get to 80s. No pop-up to get there, though. ES trying to reclaim its VWAP. Do they start selling back into it again? Reclaiming its VWAP here, ES. So it's dunked under VWAP. Nice drive, straight back upside. So the confluence is still non-existent right now in this market. QQQ much weaker this morning. Do the spiders reject their own VWAP? Yeah, big bounce, exactly. And if you look at ES Coop, it bounced off VWAP as well. So if you're playing for momentum and follow through, you're probably struggling a little bit. So 23,000 reclaim here. Do we go and test that opening range? Do we reclaim that opening range? If we reclaim that opening range and ES wants to go and take out the high, then NQ maybe can squeeze out. So flow zone's pointing down, but we hit that higher time frame block. Remember, we've been in there this morning. Old POC, higher time frame, where we broke out from yesterday. Strong support. If we snap under this, then maybe there's a rotation down to here. But I'm not going to even think about that if ES is going to keep staying near its highs. Yeah, totally cool. This is where it really will test your patience as a trader. Like I said, I think these conditions have not been very nice. So it becomes hard. Yes, there are trades to be had, but I'm not sure I'd call them A+. SPY back to its VWAP. Mag still mixed. Tesla 2.81% up. Nvidia 0.40% up. Meta 0.75% down. Google just under 1% down. Amazon 0.75% down. Microsoft just under 0.5% down. Apple just under 0.25% down. Remember, bears will need a new breakdown here. ES trading back into its VWAP again. If they bid off this again, bears might get stuck here. Bears will need a flush. They're looking for those 80s to be run here. There's VWAP on ES. SPY, clear rejection of its VWAP. So you've got divergence across the ETFs. Question is, are they going to take this to 80s? Here we go. ES starting to let go here, folks. Can it make a new low of day? Here's its drive back to test VWAP here. Can it let go? There's the let go. Beautiful. Grabbed a very small piece of that, not fully trusting it. So Globex now we taking high time frame demand tapped into. Now it gets very tricky. Now it gets very tricky on the high time frame because its decision here, like we talked about pre-market, it can sweep and trade back upside, or it can get stuck under here and build one of these down to the next level and come and sweep these guys. So patience now. I only locked in a very small amount there. Would have loved to have a bit more confidence in taking that bear flag, but given what ES was doing, it makes it quite hard to be very confident in it. And ES reclaiming its VWAP. If Nvidia goes green to red, then it's possible we have more downside. It's the retest of Globex again here. Man, I want to be short, but it's just... Yeah, 980 target hit like we talked about. This orange line and this blue box. Yeah, nice, Coop. I would have missed that, actually, to be honest. Good eyes. 5-day moving average here as well on the cues. Where's the SPY? SPY's got a long way to go. 622.78 is its 5-day, if it's going to actually drift down there today. So you can see we're protecting Globex for now. There's no clear break underneath VWAP on ES. It's trying, but it's unable to do it so far. Every move under on ES has been soaked straight back up to VWAP, and it's done the same thing here, which is what I mean about the confluence to move lower at the moment. Finding it hard to find that. The book's totally thinned out. Just a few light orders each side of the book. No big magnet right now, so. Yeah, I'd say the divergence's been there a couple of weeks. I mean, even on the higher time frame charts, you look how ES yesterday, nowhere near all-time highs. NQ took it. They're definitely they're not making this easy for us at the moment, folks. They're really not, and that's a nice dump. And maybe with more confidence, would have got it more aggressively short there. But Nvidia very close to going green to red here, folks. It's about to test its gap. I feel like it is about to go green to red here. It just did. Adding into this now, it's done that. Just in case we're going to move leg down. Come on, wash for me. Just on Nvidia, wash for me. Locking a bit more in there. Just a small trading day here for me. Yes, reclaiming VWAP again. Oh. Coop trading tiny size. Hey, me too, mate. Look. Tiny size day. I cannot trade size when ES is doing this. Look at ES. What a nasty, nasty piece of work. Look at the difference. There's your VWAP. Just will not get a strong close under it. Just keeps reclaiming. So I'm trying to respect that. I'm also aware that I'm very, very, very tired. Not slept. Do not want to make bad decisions. Oh, now it's going to let go. There you go. Nvidia's starting to sell here. Ah, you bastard. I was short versus that Globex when Nvidia started going green to red. And here's the continuation. Okay, so I'd be watching. There's a pool of wicks here from 950 down to 920. And you've got old trend line into 925. I can't chase this now. I had optimal entry there. And now ES, let's go. Oh my God. Oh, ES dumping now. So late to the game, ES. You're a pain. You're such a pain. Can't chase this now into the lows. VIX reclaiming 16s here. Coming into that old trend line as well, folks. Just remember this. Protected it a few times. We're coming into that. And this is the main demand pull down here where we were yesterday. So Technically, they can find a bid here and put in a higher low on a higher time frame. That's the other thing to be aware of. Hopefully, even if you didn't get any of this short, hopefully me saying you cannot long in supply this morning at least kept you safe. Yes, still loitering around its VWAP. And that's 6,300 level. Nvidia going to try and go red to green here after dumping a bit. Be careful. Yes, thank you, Coop. New H1, which might sweep this last H1. Remember, if we sweep here and turn back inside, be a problem. That would be like a reversal setup on the H1. Not that I'd take it, but that's what it would do. And we'd like drives back to rebalance before going lower rather than just like this, just straight downside. Next level, it might want to go to that previous day low, which has been a strong bid for a few days. This is the high that we put in. What day is this? Broke out here yesterday morning. This is where we broke out yesterday. So we're coming to retest it again. It just feels like it's going to keep washing this now. Without a new entry. Here we go. Previous week close coming up down here, folks. Trend line here as well. We're tapping trend line at this point. ES into 5-day moving average. Well, I feel like I missed like 50 odd points from that short I took versus Globex there down to this next level. But because ES wouldn't go, I choked the trade. And this is where we found a bid yesterday, where we are now. Yesterday afternoon. And we did just sweep it at 10:30 yesterday, where we did that big drive up. Should probably put in some structure in here so we know. This is where we bounced from yesterday. So when we failed yesterday, came all the way down and then grinded the whole afternoon. This is the low that we came into, where we are now. Apple's just gone red to green. So it might put in its short-term bottom. Not much relief here. I'll be waiting to see if there's a relief here back towards. I just moved there. I'm not meant to do that. Come on, Ninja. Stop playing games with me. Back towards 280s. If we get a rejection of 280s, 980s, 975, 980, this can potentially become resistance at this point if we're going to start rejecting it. Yeah, 977s to 23,000. I'd like to see if, let's move this up, 977s to 23,000, somewhere up here. See if that can become resistance. See, reclaim of that will cause a squeeze. Extended from flow zones, just a drift lower. Lack of structure again. QQQ about to take out previous day low here. On the cash market, very close to taking out its low on QQQ. Now, low's now been taken on the cash market on the QQQ. SPY's got miles to go. Yes, protecting 5-day. I'd like to get short, but I need a drive higher to prove that sellers are going to stay in this. Right now, we're at potential RBS level. Cannot short into this level. I'll turn my aircon off here. Oh, it's so frustrating. Oh my God. All right, so next level down then maybe previous day low on the futures is possible. Just giving no pop to enter here. NQ definitely the one to short today, 0.65% down. ES only 0.17% down. RTY and YM both green, by the way. If you want to see what a no confluence day looks like, this is it. VIX really starting to get going here. 1612s now, I'd say a breakout of 1625 can get it up to those old highs of 1650s, which will increase downside pressure. Not looking to enter short down here. Yep, exactly, Raphael. Yeah, totally. I'd say yesterday was even worse to the upside. Straight move up. ES protecting its 5-day right now. Want to watch if ES trades back into VWAP and finds a rejection. And ideally, if we can trade back towards 980 and find a rejection. This H1 really breaking down now. Old close here. Previous week close is what we keep bouncing on here. No big orders on the book, by the way, folks. Very, very like thin, and there's a 40 lot at 900 and a 20 lot at 890, a 27 lot at 870, and then above there's like 10 and 15 lots. There's no major size here at the moment. I'm going to wait to see if we can get a retest somewhere up here, and if we want to reject it or reclaim it. Remember, we're in a strong channel down. Okay, if we can reject this, I'll think about a short back down to retest the low, and I'll start covering some there in case we don't break down. If we reclaim this and put in a higher low, then I'll think about long rotation back upside. That's the plan at the moment. So ES coming back towards its VWAP like I just talked about. So ES stuck right now between sort of 6,300 and 5-day moving average. Basically a 4 or 5 point range. ES is just stuck between it. All of the market now red other than Tesla. So Apple went red to green, gave it back. We are bouncing off this old support so far. We have not had a close underneath previous week close so far. We've put a wick under it, but we've not closed under it. Back into death chop range. Look at your daily. So ES VWAP test here. SPY not quite there yet, but it's trying. It's going to test VWAP. And if they start reclaiming that, it will see if it can drive back up towards 306s probably. So a reshort will have to be something into sort of 80s or somewhere around there, or a flow zone short, something that sets up a clear push and failure, and we can play the backside of that pullback leg. Any reclaim of this, then I won't be thinking it. And again, the confluence might be gone here as ES starts to reclaim VWAPs. No, I haven't given it. Or food. She's due. Yeah, Stuart due everything. Momo is momentum. All right, so this is your momentum cloud, flow zone momentum. So momentum is bearish. This is your deep pullback cloud. So these are based on fibs. So this would be a big fib retracement up here. This would be momentum lower. If we flip, when momentum and fib flip, then you get trend alignment like here. They flip. Especially when they let go of that. I missed that. They let go of the lower time frame. Algo, that's always a key indication. Flow zones get under the lower time frame algo. That's normally a very good sell, and vice versa. Oh my gosh, look at the divergence. So SPY through its VWAP, ES through its VWAP. Apple gone back red to green again. Can't short down here. I want it to get higher. ES trading back to VWAP now to see if they find a bid here. If they find a bid here, it might squeeze higher ES. If they let go of this, then it was just one big retrace. SPY cannot get a close over its VWAP at the moment. And there's potential for this market, lower time frame, to put in a higher low here. Think about this pattern. It's not something I'm playing, but there's potential to do this. And it's up here that I'm more interested in something at the moment. This is higher time frame demand down here. And trend line. Reclaim trend line as well on the high time frame. Right here. Trend line starting to reclaim it. Remember, we've left a big imbalance here. This is interesting to me, but this is more interesting to me, this level here. So watching to see if they can put this counter trend leg in, get up towards that level of interest, that sort of red block for me. See if we want to reject that, or if we're just going to reclaim it. ES holding very, very firm over its VWAP right now. SPY cannot get a close. I'm looking for a 5-minute close on SPY to see what it does. Still can't do it. And honestly, the levels on the book have really started to dissipate. You're looking at red blocks, which are like 23, 19, 24. We'll look at the bigger one, see if there's anything here. That is not one I want to see. So buying, stepping in here at 35, trying to prop it up. They're trying to find a higher low here at 35. ES holding its VWAP. Like I said, it's not a trade I would take, but there's a possible long here back up to 980, especially if ES is going to keep holding its VWAP. But again, you've had divergence all day. This is not a trade I would take, but I'm just letting you know that there's a possible long here off demand. If they hold 35, put in a higher low on the lower time frame, back up towards 80. I'd rather wait and see if we reject 80 for me personally, a safer trade, but it is up to you. Look at the strength in ES. ES New York high is only 3 points away at this point. Feels like this wants to trade up to those 80s right now. Like I said, it's not a long I'm going to take, but I can see it. There you go. So there's the break, inverse head and shoulders. There's your high low, and this is where it wants to come and test at this point. Hopefully that makes sense to you all. So if you're in this, you're counter trend long, you must be taking some profits as we drive into it. Especially if ES fails to take out its high of day. Like one more drive higher here. I'd like one nice second leg. What I'm looking for personally is something like this. And then I can play that move down to there and cover some. And if we get a runner, fantastic. Or if we get this, I'll consider this move for a rotation back up. Initial balance coming here in 13 minutes. Just going to check on my dog, folks. Bear with me. It's going to be like this for the next few weeks, I'm afraid. Just bear with me. How's she doing? All right, sorry about that, folks. Trying to take a dog post-surgery out for a walk is not easy. She can't put any weight. She can't even feel her back right leg at the moment. And she's heavily sedated as well. Okay, so this is the move I was talking about. So if you took this long, congratulations. There's your high-low. And this is the move. The expected move is up to here to back test this level. Now, if we find sellers here, some form of selling pattern, I'll be interested. If we reclaim it, then I'm going to assume we're going on a giant squeeze with ES already taking out the high of day. All right, so ES, you can see the divergence there. How the dog slept last night on the floor. Yeah, the dog slept in her bed. I have moved my bedroom to the lounge. So yeah, I did not sleep well, and I won't sleep well for the next at least 6 weeks while I'm there. So Nvidia's got a shot of going red to green here. Tesla's still comfortably green, 3% up on the day. Apple over 0.25% up on the day. ES looking to take out. One sec. ES looking to take out those sort of pre-market highs right now. And if it can do that and over previous day high, then it will get going. It will get motoring at that point. You might get a flip of flow zones if they continue to consolidate here. I'd like this to come up a little bit higher rather than stopping short here, especially just looking at the structure. I'd at least like us to come and test 77s. No, this is not fun. This is what I'm looking for, but I'm looking for it to do it higher. Come on, get up. Get your butt up there. So buy here at 35s. No, get your butt up there. Great. So now I'm losing my location. This is exactly what I wanted, like you would have all seen. From here down to here, so I could get a partial off and then hold a runner. But it's not going to give it to me. Yeah, still looks fantastic. Maybe they can have one more drive up, but NQ looks very weak by comparison. Look at that 5 minute. It's just rebalanced to 5 minute. It's still got potential to get up there, in fairness. Looking at that 5 minute, can still hold of 930s. I think if it fails 930s, it's in trouble. Five-minute imbalance holding really well. So you're going to trade from 5 minute to 1 minute imbalance, and then it's going to have to make its mind up. And that will probably be based on what ES does. Now, ES might need to go sideways for a little bit here to create an inverse right shoulder before it has an attempt to take out those pre-market highs. Again, you have major divergence. Just as a reminder, ES is trading all the way up here right now. You're at low of day. ES is at high of day. In fact, it's over the New York Open. Yeah, it is. Or it's at least wicked the New York Open out. So major, major divergence in these indexes. What sector is hot today? Is banking hot? Let's have a quick look. Healthcare. Healthcare having a bit of a boomer there. Eli and Lilly, J&J, all nice and green. Utilities, real estate, energy mixed bag, basics mixed bag. Yeah, healthcare is doing the damage. Still holding here. Still holding that 5 minute imbalance for you so far. Flow zones are still holding those well. I would like it to go higher for me to get short, but it's not going to right now. Take care, Exister. Did you hear, have you heard anything yet? I haven't heard back from Apex, so I might send a chaser today if you've not heard anything. There's 35 starting to let go here. Be careful. This is heavy, 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 but on the book. Market selling on the book here. ES back down to its VWAP. Letting go of its VWAP, we might get a new low here. Very, very tricky trying to time this. All right, really, 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 really wanted to be short up in the 80s. This is 60 points lower right now. This is starting to get heavy. Market sales coming in. 910s, 905, 900s on the book. What is turning this? I'm trying to have a look. Don't see anything specific. It's a big sell on ES, washing its VWAP. If next pop-up here fails, I'll think about getting involved. The problem is ES can protect its low where it was earlier today. Look at liquidity on ES quickly. 6296 is where it wants to get to. 6296. That's only 3 points away. Oof. Oh, it's not giving me much range to play with. We're in this demand block. I really wanted this up here, this sort of head and shoulder look. I wanted it up here. It's exactly what I drew out. Exactly what I drew out. So ES going to go and retest its view up again. So to make this make sense for you, what I wanted was a drive up into here and then a failure so I can cover some down here in case it doesn't want to break the low. It gives me good risk reward where I know I can get a partial off in the money. The problem now is we might hold this low, and if ES goes for a reclaim again, we're just going to create sideways choppy action. This is how we build liquidity until it either makes the decision or makes the decision. Cash market finding a bid of previous day low again on QQQ as well. So there are buyers starting to stack up down here, 905 and 900, right? They've got about 200 lots sat down there, which is interesting. Maybe they want to come and clear them out, which would protect low of day unless they snap it. Got to think they're going to break down here. It's just not optimal entry. '80s was optimal entry for me. Sorry, I'm talking out loud. It just helps me not get involved when I don't want to. I'm going to have to see something clear now, like a new bear flag, build of liquidity, ES really wanting to break a low of day for me to really consider it, because the risk profile here is stacked actually better to longs. You could take a cheap long here versus this, like a reversal long, and your RR is good. Taking a short here is not good RR. Retesting the old hourly low here. 38s. So they're selling that old hourly low at the moment for now. SPY reclaiming, ES reclaiming. No trade location down here for me. I'm going to have to review this. I would say if ES hadn't been rubbish, this would have been nice and smooth. But just ES made all these trades difficult for me personally. Not that I haven't locked in money, but just a base hit kind of day when you think there was probably 100 points or 60, 70 points at least up for grabs, even on this all breakdown. 50 odd, and then maybe another 50 odd here. How are we doing here? 117 of you watching right now, 60 likes. At least half of you have not hit that like button. I want to do a spin the wheel soon for a giveaway. Maybe we'll do something like 50% off a Flow Zone account or an Apex account for free, and maybe I'll chuck something else out in there. Maybe we'll do that on Friday. Still stuck at flow zones here, still building sideways. You can see the tapering. It started and we have put in a higher low. Right, so strong trend down. Just think about this structurally. Strong trend down. This technically can be a higher low. Whether you trust it or not is a whole different thing. Momentum, very bearish. We're underneath all VWAPs. We're underneath orb. We've now set our initial balance at the low of day. Have to get a real wheel. What, and spin it behind me? It'd actually be quite fun. Maybe I'll look at that. ES coming back to PDC again. ES desperate to break out to the upside. Apple now 0.5% up. Super strong there from Apple. Yeah. Same as Monday. Ever since Thursday last week, we've been in this range. We went over right at the beginning of the show. We just think about this. There's Thursday's high, Thursday's low. Monday wicks the low, closes back inside. Tuesday comes back down, holds Thursday's low, closes back inside. Yesterday breaks out, comes all the way back down, and then closes near the highs, but still inside this range. And today peaks up into supply and fails back down, and we're still holding this range. It's really tricky. Until we get clear failure under here for a run of these, I'm not necessarily thinking about the short. And still that is going to be counter trend high time frame down into here. Somewhere down into here, probably going to look for a long. They're building out a lot of liquidity up here. Really, if you consider Friday last week was a half day, you got Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 day. 5 days pretty much in a balanced range now. Oh, it's been a pain to trade this market for sure. Is it normal? I'd say there's a couple variables which is making it tricky. The main thing is not having the results of the tariffs. So if you think about why did we dump earlier this year? Because of the tariffs. Okay, so we do that ginormous dump. Why do we rally off that dump? Because we pause the tariffs, not because we get rid of them, because we pause them. So a lot of money sat on the sideline waiting to get involved because they actually want to know what the results of the tariffs are. When are we promised the tariffs? 90 days. When was that? Yesterday. When are we actually going to get it? Maybe August 1st if he sticks to his word. So it's hard to trade because a lot of the market doesn't want to be truly risk on right now. Which the worst thing to do would be risk on at this point when we're trading yearly highs and then here, hey, we're doing 100% tariff with China and 60% tariff with the EU, for example. Okay, great. Business goes to shit and market rotates back down lower. That's the trouble. Well, JD, from what I'm reading, most hedge firms are sitting in cash right now and are really quite annoyed. And their clients are starting to get annoyed because they're not making the returns that they should be because the market's gone without them. So it's not ideal. Yeah, I would agree. Well, look at ES. ES wants to go up, but you know, do I trust this? Not really. Once we get through this makes sense. Once we get through this, we make a decision. For me, I'm waiting for this moment here because I know this is a key point for me. Why is it key? Because of this. This is where buyers got involved. I don't know if we reject it. So I don't want to be long buyers. Like I said, there is a long here. I've called it for you. Up to here. There is a long up to there. But over this point, there's a squeeze up or there's a failure back down. So I want to see how we act when we backtest this. And then if we get through that, probably these levels here. ES trying to break out high day here. Very, very strong. Apple now 0.81% up. That thing's motoring. Yes, about to approach its initial balance high here. Just reading some of these Fed comments. So far, it appears that the reserve remains abundant. There will be signals if reserves become more scarce. I hope that next framework is more robust and to normal economic circumstances while acknowledging of the zero lower bound. Trump, the Fed should lower rates rapidly. Trump, tech stock, industrial stocks, and the Nasdaq hit all-time record highs. Crypto through the roof. Nvidia 47% since the Trump tariff. Nvidia's not moving up because of your tariff. You fucking knob. Just annoys me, the arrogance. It's got nothing to do with your tariff and why it's moving up. It's just a breakout. Oh my God. Pardon my French, folks. It just really, really annoys me. It's like me watching Messi say, like, score a goal and being like, he scored a goal because I'm here. Like, it's literally the same logic. Like, everything's because of me. Mental. Do I think that the low-hanging fruit has been reached and we're going to experience choppiness? For the day, you mean? It's very hard to say. If it wants to break down lower, technically it can come and take this previous day low. But on the cash market, QQQ, previous day lows here, and we've taken it. So cash market has taken the key level. If we're going to go upside, then ES is and SPY going to look for previous day highs, which they're not too far away from. And if we're going to do that and start breaking out, then the trigger squeeze will be over here, like we talked about, which is why I'm waiting to see if and how we react once we get to these levels. All right, this is why I'm waiting to get to these levels to see if and how we react to this Globex low. This is an old pivot. You can see it here. This is where buyers got trapped this morning. It's those buyers that got stuck causing this wash down. I need to see if they become sellers here or if we reclaim the whole action. And here goes ES to previous day high right now. Very, very, very different charts right now, folks. So QQQ about to hit its VWAP. NQ trading into the potential supply block. It's definitely a pivot. ES just a little bit short of previous day high. SPY has already taken out that previous day high. Yo, Scotty, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Yeah, slowly growing. Slowly growing. I took 2 weeks off, which probably didn't help. Slowed everything down, but it's slowly growing. Very close to taking PDH here on the ES. So reaction off supply there so far. You can see it. I don't really want to even consider anything until I see ES take out previous day high and then make a decision. Yeah, it's China W, but if it fails, if it pushes up and fails, it can use this liquidity later to go down, and that will only happen if ES takes previous day high and fails as well. We'll just have to see, folks. Almost previous day high here. It's almost taken it. I'll give you a little readout on the mag. Tesla, the leader, 3% up. Apple, just over 1% up. Nvidia, almost or just over 0.25% down. Meta, 1.32% down. Google, 0.71% down. Amazon, 0.81% down. Microsoft, 0.86% down. We're getting stuck here at Globex, at VWAP, at supply. That's what you're starting to see at the moment. Really want to see ES take out those highs. Let me just look at these charts. Apple on an absolute tear. Where's it going to get stuck? It's not. It's going to fill that whole gap and go through. Nice turnaround on Microsoft. Initial balance kind of day on Microsoft. Amazon doing a wedge between initial balance low and VWAP. VWAP will be the trigger. Google already above the VWAP. Meta having a nice drive off initial balance coming into its VWAP. Nvidia looks like the weaker one, potential bear flag, especially if it breaks down underneath initial balance low, and Tesla building to go higher right now. So very, very different charts. Come on, ES, you should just go and take out your previous day high at this point. It's funny, I get comments on the channel. People think I'm like anti-Trump or anti-Republican or anti. I'm not any of those things. Just don't take credit for something that isn't yours. And when you say you're going to do something like the tariffs, just do it so that we can put our money to work. That's all it is. It's got nothing to do with the party or anything like that. It's more to do with how I want to trade. And don't take credit for the biggest company in the world going up because of you, because it's not why. And that's it. It doesn't matter if he's red or blue or, I don't know, an English guy saying the same thing. It doesn't matter. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's just like, don't take credit for, you know, an innovative, massive company hitting all-time highs on a technical breakout because it's absolutely smashing it. And if you say you're going to release tariffs on a day, please just release them and do it in a normal way, the same way the Fed would. Set a meeting and put them out for us. That's it. Just so everyone on this stream understands. I'm not anti-him. I'm not anti-American. I'm not anti-Republican. Nothing like that. And to be honest, I can't vote anyway, so it wouldn't matter what I am. But just to make that super clear, I just want to be able to trade. I just want to be able to do my job in the easiest possible fashion. That's it. All right, ES taking out previous day high, pulling back off it, potential flag here. If it starts to fail, all right, if it starts to fail, you might see a rotation. Totally cool. It's not just this country, to be honest. It's every country right now. Italy's the same. Germany is the same. The UK is exactly the same. And you're seeing the same things happen. In the UK, they want to open up, you know, new parties to combat current parties that are in, just like what Elon's trying to do here. You know, it's the story of the world right now. But I agree with you. I hate politics. Let's just be nice people and look after each other. It shouldn't be too hard. Okay, so still flagging, still holding flow zones, but still rejecting this level up here. We are rejecting it. What I would like to see is one push and one big fail for me to think about getting involved. So I want to see a drive out, a sweep, and a big fail, and then I can play the backside. If we drive out and we pull back and we reclaim and hold all this, then I'm going to think about how we're going to get up into these next liquidity pools. Okay, so if we reclaim this, then I think we go to 13s and then into this guy up here. Now, you're going to need the mag to start going green for that to happen. They're going to need to help out. So it's like the flag. This is the testing towards 80. Can we go and test a 24-hour VWAP, basically to 95? Let me see if there's liquidity stacked above that at the moment. No, there is not. Biggest order on the book is 22,900. It's down. It's underneath us. Probably draw one of these in. Something like this at the moment. And it really depends how they want to use this. Do they want to use this to go lower? Or if they caught all those shorts in that higher time frame demand. But momentum, lower time frame, shifting to bullish. You can see flow zones shifting to bullish. If we start reclaiming all these levels, you will get a change. And then we can move up here. QQQ coming into its VWAP here. What I might do is... Sorry if I was just changing my trade copier here. I take my fundeds off and I'll trade the other ones for a bit. Make sure I lock in 3,600 at least for the day, and then trade these evals on these new prop firms. So ES sweeping again, trading back inside. How long we've got here? 10 minutes until a new hourly close. So that long, if you took that long that I talked about when we were down in the 30s, you need to be paying yourself some of that money at this point. All right, folks? You must be paying yourself some of that money. Yes, having another go to breakout here. And really, if we get through this, we can trade up to those old Thursday highs. It has the ability to go and do that move if it wants to get motoring today. You would expect it's going to need the mag to join in. At the moment, Apple's pulling back. I'm just waiting for this area. This is an area of interest, this sort of area here, to see if we fail, reclaim and squeeze. I don't mind which. Just waiting to see which one it wants to do. But if you took these longs, like down here and took a partial, or took this on the reclaim, all right, make sure you're paying yourself some money here. You can hold the runner in case it wants to squeeze all day, but you must respect these levels and pay yourself some of this trade into here. Just the shorts, and then we talked about this long, but like I said, I wasn't prepared to take this long personally, but I called it. I said from here to here is highly probable. I'm waiting now to see how we act in this block, if we're going to reject it or not. If we squeeze up above it and pull back into it and hold it, I'll be getting longs. If we've shown any major sign of rejection, I will trade it. If we're going to do a day like yesterday where we grind and grind and grind and grind and grind, I won't trade it. I will not trade that. Be right back. Let's see if we can get a coffee here. How'd you get on, Jess? I'm not sure that's a good idea because the amount of paint she did without that was really significant. The only painkiller that she's on is an anti-inflammatory. That's like taking a Nurofen for your femur snapping off. Really. She didn't go for it last night. I was watching her really carefully. I only went to sleep once she went to sleep. I literally waited, sat up and waited. All right, ES still above previous day high, motoring. Tesla dragging this market up. Nvidia about to go red to green here, folks. We are now in my area of interest. Probably all the way up to sort of 05, so I would say up to here potentially. Yes, back testing its previous day high after breaking out over it. If it bases here, it can re-squeeze higher. If it lets go of this, you can think about this new hourly bar, 5 minutes. I might wait for this and try and wait for a new hourly bar and see if the new hourly bar does something like this for me. And alternatively, if it dips in first, then probably gets a bigger retrace. Starting to see some sellers try and step in here, and there's bids here though at 22,970. So bidding at 22,970, and they're selling 990, 995, 23,000. That's your tight little range here, your 30-point range while they make a decision. Thanks, Miguel. So these are the 70s where they keep refresh bidding here. Now trying to bid 65s on it. If they can't hold it, you get a flush. This is your RBS right here. So if we start getting heavy, if pops start to fail, I'll be looking for a rotation, because we are now trading off supply and away from supply. ES failing back underneath PDH. Still very early to be thinking about this, but if we get some structural sort of formation around here, the next drive up gets sold into, I will be interested for a rotational play back down towards the lows. If it starts reclaiming everything, obviously I won't be thinking about that. Remember, ES did take out its main target, which was previous day high. The question really is, does it want more? Does it want all-time high? If it wants all-time high, then NQ will start running and we'll probably go on a gigantic squeeze. Yeah, exactly. Just trading in that range, 100 points up, 100 lot up there, 25 lot at 22.90. Last drive up, what's sold into here, it might be a wash time here. We'll have to see. Here we go. Where are those buyers gone? 55, 65. Need pops up. This fail here. Can't just take it down here. Come on. Watching ES very carefully as well at previous day high. You see why I wanted to wait for this, why I said there's probably a trade from here to here, and why I want to wait to see the reaction at this point. Yes, trying to retake previous day high again, so back testing it again. SPY is actually basing over it. It's one thing to note. The divergence in terms of positioning between cash. She's not doing too great, to be honest, but we've got her home at least, Richard. But yeah, she's in a lot of pain. My wife just tried to take her out to use the bathroom this morning, but I mean, we've got a sling to walk, to hold her, to carry her, but she just can't even do that right now. Managed to get her to go last night. She was crying all night long in agony. SPY holding previous day high still. If it rejects previous day high here, then we should get a leg lower. If we reclaim it, then there's a potential squeeze in this market. So there's the reclaim on ES. And we'll NQ now try and squeeze up to the next VWAP. It would need to reclaim all these levels here. These are big levels. Fixed trading down towards low of day currently. Oh man, I feel like we're just going to holding patterns for so long. It's pretty nuts, the divergence right now. Pretty mental. Yes, looking to break out. NQ stuck. Is the NQ going to join the ES? ES just looks like it wants to run here. New high of day, ES. Is NQ going to join in then? Is it going to reclaim these levels? It's got so much weakness by comparison. This needs a service. Watching ES closely. If NQ feels like it's going to go. There's your VWAP on NQ. There's Globex on NQ. It needs to reclaim those levels. If I'm going to think about a long squeeze, it's got to start going for me first. Because this is still fairly bearish. This can be a head and shoulder for a breakdown against supply. It's been a weak asset today, NQ. Have a look at what the others are doing. Let's look at Nvidia. That doesn't look good. Nvidia. Tesla looks amazing. Meta looks good. Off the lows, reclaiming VWAP. Google had a big swipe there and got stuffed into above its IB high. Amazon grinding back up towards high of day. Microsoft does not look good. It would need to put in a higher low here, otherwise it's toast. And Apple looks good above initial balance. This is the H1 candle. Let me have a look. Let's let this form on this H1. Want to see if we take the old high, if we take the previously hourly high on the H1 and fail or not. So that old high is 88. Right, so this is your old H1 high. So I'm looking to see if this H1 bar drives up and turns down and leaves like a nice wick up here. Or if it drives up bases and just starts to grind away like it did yesterday. Yeah, we're just kind of trapped in between two areas of interest. When we look at this, think about the old H1, we traded down into this area of interest down here. And upside, this is where we failed from. So this H1 can come and rebalance this and might want to trade lower at that point. If it rebalances this and reclaims, then we're very, very, very bullish at that point. But you are going to need to see the mag all go green if it's going to do a move like that. Yes, new high update again. Oh, someone, let's talk about something else because this is boring. What Twitter beef is going on right now? Yeah, it's a W pattern for now, holding, but like you are so focused on this time frame right now. Okay, it's a W pattern. Okay, what's this? Supply. So where's your long entry? Your long entry was here, like we talked about. If you're entering up here, maybe that works for you. I'm not doing that. So pattern doesn't mean anything if your location's not good. New high of date, yes. That thing is motoring. What's the high it needs to take out? Is it 333 or something? Go back away. Yeah, 333.25. Okay. Starting to see some sellers there in front of 320 on ES. Yeah, it's 400 lot sort of stacked there. 319.5 and 320.25, and then through that 322.5. Still not taking that hourly high. We've shifted point of control down here now. We've been here so long. We've shifted point of control to yesterday's value area low. Just really congested. All right, I'm gonna do it, Miguel. I might order it this week. Maybe we just play during stream when it's like this. What a bore. What a bore. I'm going to check the cricket scores now you've said that because I forgot they're playing today. Nice. There's the failure. There's a bit of failure there, sweeping out this internal low. ES traded right back to previous day high there, found a bid. Like I said, I'm not convinced in a long unless we get above this price action on NQ. It is clear supply up here. Right, we marked it out. It's been there the whole time. This is where buyers got stuck. We've traded into it. We've reacted away from it until we get over it. I'm not convinced on a buy. If you bought down here, like I talked about, then that's a good trade up to there. And like I said, you must be paying yourself some money. This does not have to get through here. I cannot say that enough. It does not have to do it. Do not get zoomed into 1 minute patterns. Cricket, yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, there's various types of the game, but it's 11v11. You flip a coin, decide who bats and who bowls. So at the moment, I'm watching a test series, which is played over 5 days. And basically, you have 5 days to bat and bowl, and you get to bat and bowl twice. And you got to post the highest run score you can, and then you've got to bowl the other team out twice. That's the deal. That's basically the deal. So India did very well the last game. They beat us by, well, I don't know, they set a monstrous score. We needed to score like 638 runs in the final day and a half, which is basically impossible. So they won. But yeah, it's a great game. It's a great game to watch live. Fill your boots with, well, if you're in England, pine chips and a nice pint. All right, coming back down to test that same level again, these 50s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 main screens, and then my stream up here. So I have 3 vertical screens, 1 horizontal screen. They're all widescreen, and then my iPad up here. When you see me leaning forward, it's normally because my iPad, for some reason, it sort of turns itself off. So then I lose my stream and I can't see how many of you are on it. I'm just not trading any of this until it becomes high probability. I'm really not that interested. I would say I'm downside bias potential on NQ all the time. It's rejecting this supply block. I just want to see some confirmation from ES. I want to see it participate in that move. I want to see it let go of previous day high and rotate for me to really think about that. Yeah, I don't know how I do that. Better off just getting a Hawkeye video and showing them. It's got a pitching line. It's got to not be a no ball. It's got to hit the pad first. It's got to be so many things. All right, you're starting to see some weakness in NQ here. ES again is still currently absorbing previous day high, folks. Okay, but you're starting to see weakness in NQ here. Here we go, starting to let go. This is what I say. I'm more short biased in NQ. There's still a chance for this to rotate. This is why I respect levels first, but we just come straight back to demand. I would have loved a push out and failure, and I'd love ES to rotate. You want me to do a video of my setup? I can do that if you want. I don't think you'll find it very interesting. It's just 4 vertical screens, a mouse, a keyboard, and 1 big horizontal screen. One of the screens is pretty much taken up by, well, not pretty much, it is taken up by OBS and Bookmap. So over here, Bookmap, OBS, And then I have ES, SPY, QQQ, VIX, and then I have NQ that you're watching, NQ 30-minute, NQ 1 hour, and a little daily underneath. And then here I have the 5, 15-minute, and execution chart. That's it. Simple. I try and focus on the higher time frames. It's what I'm more interested on. I'm not really focused on this chart you're looking at. Everyone else likes to focus on this chart. I prefer waiting for it to come into areas, and then I'll focus on that chart. Yeah, Bookmap's paid. They have a sale on. I think it ends tomorrow. You can use code FCT. Probably get you 50% off for 3 months, I think it is. But yeah, it's a paid product, and you have to pay for data as well. It's not cheap. All right, you've got some big orders who have come in here. 22,900, 22,300. They've just pinned it in a 100-point range here. So there's basically a 200 lot down towards 900, and there's a 100 lot up towards 23,000. And we're pinned. Not really moving here. So the question is, does this 30-minute or H1 provide a bigger bear flag to move lower? Or was that drive in the last H1 chart downside into yesterday's London and Asia enough to scoop longs for a full rotation back to highs? Well, I'm not convinced we're going to get a full rotation back to highs unless I see something changing with the mag. Given that 5 of the 7 mag are red, it's not going to be that easy for it to just drive back up towards all-time highs right now. But Apple, almost 1% up. Tesla, over 3% up. The rest of them lagging behind. The shorts paid early. Longs paid if you bought them cheap, like we talked about, off the initial balance lows in the 30s. And since then, we've kind of been sideways. Oh, nice one, Coop. I'll check that out after stream. Thanks, buddy. It's that old iPad, so I thought maybe it was just, it won't even let me update to the most recent iOS, so I thought maybe it was just like a bug. But I'll give that a go. Okay, NQ is going to have another attempt, it seems. Let's see if these line up better over here. Seems like a broadening, bit of a broadening formation down here. That might be the channel. And rejecting view up so far again. So just stuck. It's just not enough range here for me to be interested in right now. Yeah, I'll definitely give it a go. Might just be time for an upgrade to get something new. But I don't use it for anything anymore. I used to use it when I was DJing and traveling everywhere. I used to just load it full of films and watch it on the plane. I don't really travel anymore that much, and I don't use it. So ES tapped into that 320. There is supply up there, and it keeps reacting off it. It's going to have to chomp through all that supply to get up to all-time highs. Yes, look at that. So YouTube had said I'd violated, which I haven't, and they've given me my videos back. Thank you, YouTube. Still dancing backwards and forwards here, folks. But ES keeps rejecting those 320s, and it is still holding its previous day high. It's just in a dance. Do I have any video on YouTube of DJ Freestyle that I can listen to? What do you mean DJ Freestyle, bud? Do you just mean a mixtape? I mean, there's tons. There's none of mine. Well, they're probably some of my old ones. I doubt you want to listen to those. Yeah, still finding bids above previous day high for now. A big difference here. Think about where we are here. Look at where we are on ES. All right, so NQ, we're down here. We're actually lower. And ES just finding bids on previous day high right now. And it's trying to get up to these levels. Very, very, very different charts. Right, it's up here. It's up over this right now. Come on, market. It's just sitting in no man's land. I'm not sure. Sorry, mate. I'm genuinely not sure what you mean by freestyle music. Do you just mean of me DJing? Do you mean like live videos of me DJing? Or do you mean mixtapes or... See if I can find any old videos. Lots of old singles on here. I don't know if I have any mixes. Just this. Thanks, love. You don't want these? No, I'll have them later. Cheers. Nah. Oh, here we go. I did this album a few years ago. But it's not a video. Well, it's just a mix. But is that the whole thing? No, that's an advert. I don't think I've got any mixes on here, mate. I've got lots of singles. Like all my tracks are on here, but I can't see a mix. Jesus, we did a lot of records. All right, NQ trying to join in by the looks of it. Finally, QQQ into its VWAP right here, right now. NQ trying to join in for that squeeze up. Looking at the market, Apple 0.92% up, Tesla 3% up, rest of the market's still red. Well, this is trying to drive higher. By the way, ES is not making a new high at this point. But ES looks like it now wants to, NQ looks like now it's ready to go after all that faffing. Let's see if we can get over all these key levels and if it offers a trade at that point or if it pushes and rejects. Coffee here. 5-minute flow zones still saying lower prices right now, folks. So everything over a 5 minute is saying lower prices, just so that you're aware, because I know everyone likes focusing on this 1 minute. We go to a 2 minute, technically still bearish. We go to a 3 minute, bearish, 4 minute, very bearish, 5 minute, bearish. Okay, so this is why I try not to focus too much always on this chart, even though these will give you like potential early moves. I want to see how we react once we get through it. Exactly that, Ken. Ken, that is exactly right. You're spot on. And the difference will be how we act. We're in this hourly bar. This is the old hourly high. Now, do we leave a wick high and close red and back down, or do we hold this level? This is why I'm waiting. Because if you think about an hourly chart, this high here is important because this is where we died from. This is a big recovery. This has the opportunity to come all the way up here, but it can still close heavy. So I'm just erring on the side of caution. And the reason is I've made my money today, number one. And number two, what has this market shown it wants to do in these areas the last few days? Chop around, chop around, chop around. All right, so very aware, chop around, chop around, chop around, right? I'm very, very aware that's what the market's enjoyed doing. I'm getting up to that 300 we talked about, 121 lot up there. MAG is still red. So this is a squeeze out on the indexes. NQ is the weakest index today, by the way. The weakest, and by some way. Right, Google going red to green. So if we get over these blocks and start to hold pullbacks, I'll think about potential rotation. But really, what have we just done? What's this? Anyone tell me what this is and what these are? Where we've gone from to? What type of day are we in? Are we in a trend day? Or are we boxed in? IB, VWAP. That's all we've done. Chop around, chop around, chop, 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 chop around. I like it. I like it. Oh. Can you bore me more? So are we going to squeeze through all this supply into this old VWAP? This is yesterday's anchor, by the way. Get rid of it. It's not even can you take me higher, it's just rubbish. So previous day VWAP here, 24-hour VWAP here, supply here, lower time frame algo here. And Google back red again. measure out this high to low. Hang on. If it's 50% now, let's go for just from New York session high. Okay. Look at the VIX as well, just still. Oh, 30 minutes left. Starting to see that squeeze now. ES might want to go for all-time highs, which would be pretty cool. 307s. You're saying you bought 307s. Nice. Previous day close. And you just sold. That's a good trade. Good trade. So top of this channel, let's see if they pull back and hold now. Now that they've done the hard work, can they pull back and hold? Are you going to pull back and hold, or are you exhausted into previous day VWAP and lower time frame algo and supply? I can't remember trading days like this for a while where you've got like ES over initial balance high, over previous day high, grinding for all-time highs, and NQ underneath its opening range and just stuck. Really I don't feel like it's normal. This feels like yesterday. Think about yesterday. Morning drive, flush down. Chop, 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 chop. Get above this key level, which is what we've just done now. Same thing. And grind, and grind, and grind, and grind, and grind, and grind. And then overnight, back test that same key level. About what we've done today. Big fail. Chop, 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 chop. Now it has the ability. Can it get over this key level? It's got over it. Can it hold the pullback and grind, and grind, and grind, and grind? Or is it going to do this? Tell you what though, the hourly took that old hourly high now. Yeah, same Coop. I can't think of it being bigger than this. I'm trying to like think back into the last 2-3 years. I cannot think of it being bigger than it is currently. Nvidia not too far away from the ability to go red to green. Google not too far away. Meta miles away. Amazon miles away. Microsoft miles away. They're all over 0.5%. See, it would not surprise me to just see this wash all the way back down to lows. It just wouldn't surprise me, given how they're acting. Range is sort of gone, you know. Oh summer trading. It's summer trading. You just got to make what you can. Well, if Foster Scott's in chat, he'll be happy. XRP just hit new highs. He messaged me last week about it. That's the only reason I'm saying it. Anyone else playing crypto at all? XRP does look primed. It looks primed. Holding VWAP. Yeah, still not breaking out. Previous day VWAP, low time frame algo, all here, top of supply. This is where I have top of supply on Ninja Trader. Don't know why it's drawn slightly differently on here, but it is. This is the area. Oh! Should the label be trend bearish? No. You mean because it's beneath this? No. Okay. We are stuck between higher time frame algo, lower time frame algo. This green line that goes orange, probably quite hard to see because it's right on. We're stuck between these. And traditionally, when the market gets stuck between these, it builds liquidity. Yeah, we're not directional. If the lower time frame algo gets beneath that higher time frame algo and the flow zones follow, then we're going to go in a major sell. But at the moment, we're just chopping around. So that's why it's in build liquidity. It's because we're stuck between those two algo levels. I just pulled everything off so I could show you more clearly because it can get hard to see sometimes. Nvidia trying to go red to green here, folks. It's trying. It's trying, but it's just, man, this is just not a good looking chart. Now I'm wondering if it wants to test this. And if that's the point, it sells back. I said the buys were here. I would have taken partials in this. If you're holding runner for all day, you might get it. You might get it. You just don't know. You're going to need the mag to play ball with you. Just going to grab some food here. Man, this is slow. This is so slow. Oh, India taking another wicket. Who's gone? Ollie Pope. And Harry Brook. Oh my God. Man, our batters. Not been good enough the last two tests. Not being good enough. Not wrecked, but it's 185 for 1, 2. I want to tell me 3, 4. 185 for 4. Joe Root's in. He's hit 65 so far. Stokes has just come in. He's 10 off 12 balls. But Harry Brook got out for 11. That's not good enough. Ollie Pope made a good start. Got out for 44. Duckett got out for 23. I let him off because he's been playing great cricket. Was due an off day. Zach Crawley out for 18. That's not good enough. He didn't have a great innings last time around either. So yeah, it's not a great start. And we chose to bat. We need to be posting 400. Really. So we got hope. Root does the business for us. Him and Stokes need to fire today. Need to have a big partnership. Did we play Joffrey Archer? I didn't even see. I didn't check. Hang on. Did they play him? It's going to be first test back, isn't it? Yes. He's back in the squad after 4 years. Oh, I'm buzzing for that. Oh, this market just continues to grind and 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 grind. So previous day, VWAP taken. Lower time frame algo now taken. We've just peaked out 300. Sorry, 23,000. Nvidia trying to go red to green. That daily holding previous day open. Tuesday closes. It's just ugly, man. It's just, this is just not fun. I lack trust in this. Breakout day, pull back, inside, fail breakout, we pull back, we close high. Today, fail breakout, pull back, find a bid here, back to the same level that we failed on and failed on and failed on. It's just meh. These are not days I like to sit at the charts. And I like days where momentum's very clear, very clear, very clear. Even this, fine, very clear. We're just in that right now. We have room. Like, if it wants to absorb, we have room. If it can get above here, we have room. We definitely have room for one last push out on a daily chart I'm talking about. That means you've got a problem, Mo. That's not to do with the indicators. That means you've got a delayed data feed on NinjaTrader. Anytime I see my bar timer go still, that is not a good sign. That means you've got delayed data. You want to be very careful about that. You might need to do a full reinstall. Make sure you're plugged in direct into your internet. Do not be on Wi-Fi. Basics like that. Coop might be able to, for more advice, he's more technical that stuff than I am. Yeah, as soon as I see candles go still or my timer goes still, it's that's a get out of all trades and don't touch it until it's fixed scenario. Okay, they're trying to bid here at 23,000 and 22,995, and then they've got some sells at 17 and 20. How do you get the timer? There's loads of different ones. You can just go to what's it called? NinjaTrader community, whatever it is. Just type in bar timer. There's one there. I have a few different ones. So one comes with affordable indicators. Have one on that comes with it, but you can get one. What is it called? Yeah, it's literally called bar timer. It's a free one. Just Google NinjaTrader bar timer. Are they installs? Yeah, they're free. They're installs, but they're free. Or is there one just built in? There you go. So just go on your indicators and type in bar timer. It will be all these bullshit ones. There you go. Yeah. Well, this is fun, folks. I don't even think if I'd taken that long, I'd be in it. It's taken so long to do anything. Get off these charts in 10 minutes. I'll walk away for the day, lock my money in, come back tomorrow. Same thing. Over and over and over again. Rinse, repeat. Not going to overstay. These are not markets I enjoy. I'm going to be honest with you. It does, man. It's exactly what it feels like. No worries, bud. Yeah, if you want your NinjaTrader to look more like sort of a trading view setup, I do have a video on it. Let me find it for you. Which might help. I think I go over all these things. It's a long time ago, but let me have a look. There. That's for those interested in NinjaTrader. That one will help you. Raphael, since 993 break even trades crazy. Yeah, it's doing what you want, but like even here when we talked about this move here, you would have to take profit because it's likely to do a retest. That give you a cheap buy, right? So you could probably you want to buy this side of it. So you technically can buy that risking this, but again, you'd be selling into here. Anyone who chased up here got rinsed out. Then it does inverted head and shoulder again, and now it's got through this. I guess technically it's holding, so technically that was a long trigger for me, but just the way it's moving, I'm just not really into it, folks. I'm not really into it. Like, I know I've locked in money, and so for me, unless I feel really good about the trade, this is just like yesterday, grind and grind and grind and grind and grind. And what's to say they don't let it go? But what's to say they don't get all the way to the highs? I guess that's the other argument. Nvidia just about gone red to green. Yes, going turtle pace is exactly it. It is. Can you use the wick color indicator with the flow zones, or will it mess up? Yeah, I use it. I use it with the flow zones, but it does print a bit weird if you're using the color overlay. So I've got color overlay on here, so it does change them a little bit, but you can use it. If you use the flow zones without the color overlay, you can, on the flow zones, it will work fine. And the grind continues. Testing a opening range low here, folks. White line. We might do a full retrace at this point. Just going to remind myself where this fib is, because we're probably coming into golden zone. Yep. Yeah, into golden zone. Just VIX is just going sideways. ES is just grinding higher. NQ grinding higher into its golden zone, but grinding higher. Out of here in 6 minutes, that's for sure. Buyer on the tape here, 315 and then 23,000. DK says, I've eaten a lot of chocolate. I'm a bored eater. That's funny. Do we get a pullback? Here's the 15s. Do we go down to the 3,000s here? Remember, we're in golden zone here, folks. I'm having a little short here, just very small size, just to add to my evals, not my PAs. Just to add a little bit to the evals, make my life a bit easier. Got to trade these for 7 days anyway. 7 days? 5 days? 5 days take profit trader, right? And then 7 days for trade day. So locking some in there. So just small size, just adding like a little bit of money to them. I'm probably done here. Just taking a little counter trend rejection, just from there to there. That's it. Just a scout back towards flow zones, nothing more than. 5, yeah. 5 for TPT, right? And then 7 for trade day. Trade day? Yeah, trade day. NQ near its opening range low. Would you feel comfortable taking a range rotation up trade? Reclaim trade, you mean? I would feel better if it came and washed everyone out. You see how we've done this move here. Oh, it's not going to let me draw it, is it? This move here. Right? I'd feel better if it came and did this than this. This is too high risk if you're thinking about this rotation here because of how we've moved. The way it's using and building liquidity is not very nice. I'd want everyone to get destroyed then a reclaim, then I'd be interested. Otherwise, if we keep doing this and this and this and this and this and this and this, I'm just not going to trade it. It can just go without me. That's just me personally. But we're holding flow zone. I mean, dips are holding. If you're just buying flow zones, I mean, the dips are technically holding. But just remember, you know, where you're trading into. This is like the next version of this. This is where we got stuck. This is just a bit mental how we can go so steep and then just at some point you got to think shorts are probably adding, and they might get blown out. It would just need one piece of news or something for them to get blown out. Remember, you're in golden pocket up here, so just show you. All right, the lower ones are my PAs. The higher, these higher ones are evals. Did I say trade evade? Sorry, I don't know what I meant. I'm trading trade day and TPT at the moment. Those are the evals I'm working on at the moment. Yeah, exactly. Previous breakdown. That's exactly right, Raphael. Previous breakdown area right here, and a golden zone fib. Two minutes to lunch. I have got some news coming the next few weeks. I don't suppose that many of you will be that interested, seeing as you're here with me. But I am launching 2 new courses. There will be a new beginner's guide to future trading, which will be free. It will be a free course, replacing the old one. And I'm doing a paid course for absolute beginners who are interested in investing and trading. Just very, very simple basics. And I have a new website launching all on prop firms, which has been in the works for 6 weeks now, maybe longer, 8 weeks. It's almost there. It's almost there. So lots of stuff coming in the pipeline to help you all. And I really want to get the NinjaTrader Flowzone algo working properly. I'm really annoyed at how badly it trades. The back testing on it does not look like it should. It's crazy. How can I back test on PineScript and it hit absolute monsters? And as soon as I put it into NT, it's a problem. Oh, thank you, DK. That's very much appreciated. Yeah, she's in a lot of pain. When I get off here, try and get her to go to the bathroom. My wife did try about an hour ago, and she would not go. She just flopped on the floor in agony, crying. And she spent most of the night crying, bless her. But it's not surprising. I don't know if any of you have had a dog that's had a TPLO before, but what they do is they cut a triangle off the top of your tibia bone, which is your shin bone. So they literally cut a chunk out of it, and they rotate the bone so that it fits into the ball and socket, basically. So at the moment, it was like that. So they cut this and they rotate it so it fits like that. So it's nice and snug. And then they cut the meniscus, shaved around it, and then they put a metal plate, all right, each side of that joint, and then they put 8 screws in. So at the moment, she's got all this, new metal in her leg with new screws in her leg, and she's not very happy about it. As you would imagine, that leg is not working at all at the moment. She can't even flex her foot. It's just dragging like this. She's in absolute agony. And she's in lots of painkillers for that. And on top of that, we had a lump removed from her left side of the body, I think it is. Yeah, left side of the body as well. So she's coming up 9. I can't put her in a stroller, BU, because it will grip around the places which are painful. So I literally have to have a sling and carry her for the next 2 weeks. I'll tell you what, I've done it before because she had it on her left leg. So the next 5 days are really tough. The first 5 days, the swelling's really, really bad, and the pain is agony. After 5 days, she comes off the opioid and antibiotic medicine, and then she starts to get a bit of her personality and awareness back. And although the pain will be worse, she's more aware of what she's doing, and then I can try and get her sort of peeing a bit more. And then the next sort of checkpoint is 2 weeks. Once we get to 2 weeks, hopefully the swelling has gone and she's sort of getting used to it in her limb a bit. Still just pee breaks. And then the next checkpoint is week 6. We go for an x-ray to make sure that her bones have accepted the metal and that it's lined up properly. And then from there, you've got a 3 to 6 month recovery period. So hopefully by, where are we now? July, August, September, October, November, December, January. In January, I'd love to be able to take her to the beach again because she absolutely loves the beach. Again, the problem with the wagon, DK, yeah, I'm going to borrow a wagon off a friend, but the problem is getting her into the wagon. It's so hard. Honestly, you touch her and she just screams in agony. I think I posted some pictures yesterday. So you can see the bruising, but here, I'll show you here. It's tough to watch, especially when they can't communicate with you. So I don't know if you can see that. That's her back leg. And there we go. You can see they've shaved it all, a massive incision, and in there you've got 2 plates and 8 screws right now. So it's really, really hard. So that's how we carry her at the moment. Yeah, so like a big sling on the back. Not nice. Not nice, poor little girl. All right, rejecting fib there so far. You've got a new hourly bar here. I would not be surprised if this wants to trade lower first before it thinks about doing anything else. And you've got liquidity here at 3,000. So the seller's starting to step in here. So I'll give you upside the rest of the day. 337.5. Not much above that for now. 23,000 as your buyers. All right, so you can mark these out if you're interested. These are the levels I'll be looking at. And right down here is where I was looking for it to trade into earlier. But just like before, it protected this low. All right, it protected this low. The buyers stepped back in and protected it, moved away from it. So just be smart this afternoon. She's lucky to have me. I feel the other way around. Honestly, Christy, I think we're lucky to have her. I think we're very lucky to have her. All right, folks. That's it from me. Basic kind of day, even though there's been, you know, it's kind of hard when you see this and there's actually been good range. But when we've got diversion that big, it's kind of makes it a bit more tricky. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll go again. Hopefully we can get some form of breakout on the daily chart. I don't care which way it goes, but I'd love to get out of this range. It would be lovely to get out of this range. All right, folks, trade safe. Please trade safe. Use hard stops. Remember, headline risk. We've got nothing planned, but who knows what's going to be said at any time. So you've got to have hard stops in and respect the levels accordingly. Do not be chasing markets. Peace and love. Be back same time tomorrow. Catch you then.